Welcome to today's video. So, if you are planning a trip and you want to have a good time, you want to bring the people that know you the best, your ride or dies, your homies. Who would those people be? Stop and think. Do you have a person? Do you have two, three, four, five people that are like no brainers to invite on the trip? They're going to have a blast. They're going to behave well. You are going to enjoy yourself with them every single time. The people that when you call them up, they remember you. They know your heart, even if you don't talk for months and maybe even a year or more. When you talk to them, you immediately pick up where you left off because you just like fit each other. They're a part of you, in some ways. That's kind of how I feel about the fragrances I'm going to talk about today. I jokingly am going to call them my bridesmaids. This is the wedding party right here. The people that I'm tight with, that I know for sure I want to stand up there with me on my special day. So, we go through phases with fragrances where we fall in and out of love with different profiles. I've gone through periods where I've loved heavy, woody fragrances, where I've loved leathery fragrances, where I've loved citrusy fragrances, where I've loved floral fragrances, where I've loved earthy fragrances. And, you just kind of want all the ones in that category, and that's all you want to wear. Well, and I still love all those categories as well too. But my current obsession this year, it is lasting through the year, which I am surprised about, is the cozy clean category. So you might be sick of me talking about these. Like, prepare to be sick of me in this video because you've heard about these over and over again. Some of these are newer, some of these are not. But it is the category of fragrance where they all have a bit of a different flair, a little bit of a different personality, just like your bridesmaids would. Like, they're all wearing the same dress, but maybe one has a single shoulder strap, the other has spaghetti straps, another one maybe has like a shawl style. One maybe wants to wear it a little bit up her knee. The other one wants a slit up to, her thigh because she wants to be a little sexy. But they all have the same dress with the same material, same color. Each one has its own little flair or twist or design element that represents their personality. But they're all your girls. You're tight with them. That's how I feel about this group. And unfortunately, I can't have a wedding party with 30 gals. So I've narrowed it down. It's still big. It's a big wedding party. I have 12 and then an honorable mention that's going to have to watch virtually. And I'll explain why when I get there. But I'm loving this category of clean and cozy, especially this year. As we came out of the last holiday season and into 2025, this category somehow just snatched my entire heart, all of it. And they have stayed the top shelf for me, like the ones that I love the most, where I feel guilty rotating around my collection because they're the ones waiting to have a good time with me. You know what I'm saying? So I just adore these. When I look at them as I walk by, I'm like, Mwah, love you. I love you down. You're in my wedding party. I'll see you on the wedding weekend. I wish I could put them all in this video, but that would be a ridiculously long video. So I've narrowed it down painfully because there are at least 10 to 15 others that I think should absolutely be here. But let's go. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot to share lipstick, makeup, etc. So on the lips is actually a combination of colors. I just filmed a Sephora makeup recommendations video that I'm going to post on Essential Veronica. That's my other channel that's focused on makeup and lifestyle and chit chat. So if you like those kinds of videos where you're just chatting like ad nauseum, go join me with a cup of coffee over there. And I'll post that video soon if I haven't already. But I have a combination of lip colors on that are no stranger to this channel. One is from the Nars Explicit Lipstick Collection. This is the color Liaison 821. It's kind of like this peachy, pinky, mid-tone neutral, which is lovely. I have this on over one that I have talked about from the Gucci line that is called Ginger from the matte line. So this one is a little bit darker, more brownie, dark rosy even tone. So those are combined on my lips. I don't remember what my lip liner was. I'm sorry. My eyeshadow is an eyeshadow that I told myself I wasn't going to purchase. Went in store, swatched them, and I was like, this woman always delivers with her eyeshadow. Like, I cannot forsake her this time. So I picked up the Natasha Denona Eye Sculpt Texture and Tone palette. This is in the dramatic color story. And I'm wearing this row and these two colors. And then some of these browns are in the very outer edge, although it's kind of softened up right now. And the lights, of course, wash everything out, unfortunately, but this is gorgeous. And then in the Sephora sale, I ordered the soft palette, which is the more sort of neutrally lighter toned ones. And Perfection, perfection, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss on the formula, the layout, everything. So let's go on these bridesmaids, maybe the one of the group that I have known the longest. She and I have been riding together, let's say, since high school. Like we ran together in high school. I haven't worn this since high school. I'm just making an analogy about the length of the fragrance in my collection. And that's 100 Silent Ways from Nishane. What a gorgeous, reliable scent. This is beautiful. People say this smells like black opium. There's a little bit of similarity, but to me, they're different enough to own both or just this one if you don't like black opium. And Nishane puts on the placard the notes that stand out. So here you have mandarin, tuberose, peach, white jasmine, gardenia, orris, vanilla, sandalwood, vetiver. For me, the primary notes are this beautiful, soft, like floral nature, maybe the softest tuberose ever with a hint of jasmine, definitely some thick powderiness from the orris. I don't really pick up a lot of peach, but there is like a touch of fruitiness, which I'm sure is coming from that, like the soft stone fruit type of fruitiness, and then vanilla and sandalwood in the base. This is gentle. This one knows all my secrets. This is the one that is always elegant, put together, knows your secrets, carries them with her, and she doesn't tell all your business because she understands the value of keeping her mouth shut and staying ladylike. So I adore this. It's beautiful, and it's kind of a staple in my collection. Long lasting, subtle, soft, yet gorgeous in the air. All of the fragrances I'm going to talk about are highly feminine. That is going to be a through line for all of these. This is perhaps the most like classic, feminine, soft, floral, pretty one in the bunch today. Then this one is newer. She's like the coworker that I just met. She's newer to the office, and you immediately vibe and you start having lunch together. And you're like, maybe we should go to happy hour together. We'd have a blast just hanging out, having a glass of wine. She's playful, she's fun, she's lighthearted, doesn't take anything seriously. Love-O-Matic from room 1015. I purchased this summer. I believe I bought it blindly, if I remember correctly. And I thought I was reasonably priced. I wanna say this is in the 150 or under range, 150 US. I immediately fell in love when she came home. Oh my gosh. The description of this is if you have a laundromat near you, or just think about your washer and dryer if you have one at home, the exhaust that comes from the dryer is a slightly humid, aldehydic, clean laundry smell. So think about that beautiful, clean, fresh smell with a hint of like a strawberry or some kind of berry bubble gum on top of it, like that kind of powdery smell that you get from inside of a gum wrapper. That is the combination here. This is clean, it's fresh, it's got that laundry nature with the fun bubblegum note, and it's musky and just uplifting. Very bright, light, fun, easy. You smell like you put on your freshly laundered clothing. The humidity from the laundry is still in the air. There's like a humidness to this. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's actually a good thing. And maybe your hair was washed with a fruity shampoo that has a little bit of a bubblegum smell. Fresh, light, easygoing. None of these are offensive. Nothing I'm going to talk about today would offend anyone anywhere near you. Just gorgeous and lighthearted. Really easygoing fragrance. Fantastic. Also new-ish and in a hefty bottle. This is Beirut Baklava. I mean, what a gorgeous jade color on this bottle. I don't know how to pronounce the house. Kheir. Anyway, the primary notes here are vanilla as a base. There's a baklava accord. Let me pause. If you are a Costco shopper, we love going to Costco. We just love it. I don't really like the samples and stuff. I feel like that is kind of like one of the weird things about Costco that other people love, but I hate. It's just, do I eat the samples? Yeah, I do actually. But I also think it's weird that like we go into a warehouse and like circle around the little stations and pretend we're not staring at the samples and then, go up, scurry up and grab your little sample. And anyway, kind of a weird thing. But we like going to Costco. And I like when they have seasonal items. So recently they added this baklava spread, all different kinds of baklava. If you see it, grab it. The one in the clear container. There's another one that has like a clear top on it, but it has like cardboard around it. Don't get that one. Get the one that's in an all clear container and they've got like 4 or 5 different kinds. Oh my God, amazing. We purchased it, and between my husband and I, our kids and their friends demolished it in a weekend. I digress. This has a baklava accord. If you've tried baklava, you know that it's basically phyllo dough, or is it phyllo dough? I don't know how to say it. The dough. Dip in some kind of honey. It's got sugar, and sometimes it'll have nuts in it or whatever, or some other kinds of like paste sorts of almond, like almond paste and things like that. But just delightful. So good. It smells like buttery and doughy and sugary and honey. You get all of that in here. But what I love about it is that it's not overtly gourmand. It is just the subtlest sweetness that is so office appropriate and very delicate and demure. It's like a delicate, demure gourmand because it doesn't want to be loud or obnoxious. It does it so beautifully here. Some other keynotes: pistachio, a whipped cream, orange blossom, tonka, a little bit of muskiness in the base. It is just divine. So, this is another one that's really well put together. This bridesmaid hangs out with 100 Silent Ways. This is maybe like the older sister to Beirut Baklava, okay? Where 100 Silent Ways is like Miss Manners. She's teaching the Miss Manners course. Beirut Baklava is a student in the course. A little bit younger, a tiny bit more playful, but definitely growing up super well mannered and pedigreed. One of the loveliest non-gourmand fragrances that I've tried, and I just adore this. This is one of the gems, the hidden gems of the season, one of my best purchases of this year. All right, we're gonna move on to the bridesmaid that used to be a debutante. This one was maybe like the homecoming queen, always pretty, always put together, always just enough beauty coming off of her without wearing too much makeup or being garish or anything like that. This is Printemps Blanc Maison Mataha. You know that when this came out, I lost my ever loving mind over this fragrance. Actually wore this one several days in a row, which I never do with fragrances. I rotate through my fragrances and wear something different every day. Oh my goodness. I don't know what it is about this and why I am so squarely, unbelievably obsessed with this. This is another one of my top purchases of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if when I do like my top purchases of 2025, if this one comes in first place. Nothing has knocked it off of its holy pedestal at this point. This is absolutely divine, soft, feminine. Notes here: orange blossom at the top. There's grapefruit. I don't really get anything grapefruit, but I do smell freshness in this. It's both like, let me just stop talking about the nose for a second. It's floral yet fresh, also pillowy, soft, like cottony feminineness. Femininity is the word, not feminineness. Where'd I get that from? Also has vanilla and sandalwood in the base, which is just a beautiful combination. In that sense, the base of Printemps Blanc reminds me of the base of 100 Silent Ways somewhat. Except Printemps Blanc is more kind of like a soft, pillowy white floral. There's a tea note in the fragrance that other people pick up prominently. If anything, for me, it just sort of blends into the composition. But the best way I could describe this, and I've described it different ways every time because it's like I discover a new facet of it. It's very pillowy, ethereal, soft, like it has a squishiness to it in terms of the texture of the fragrance. Oh my gosh. Are you familiar with Lola blankets? LOLA. I've seen these all over social media. Not sponsored. I wish. Lola Blankets, sponsor me, please. I purchased one of these blankets. They had a sale because they are ridiculously expensive. I couldn't believe the level of softness of these blankets, the squishiness of it, the like exquisitely soft nature of them. I've not felt anything like that in any other blankets, and I want more. This reminds me of this is the Lola blanket of perfumes. Soft, pillowy, delicate, feminine, floral, just enough sweetness, beautiful, easygoing vanilla sandalwood base. This is exquisite. This is divinity in a bottle for me. Like if you can exalt a perfume, I know that sounds wild. This one is on a pedestal for sure. Homecoming queen. She is crowned homecoming queen. This one here, oof, I discovered her last year myself, and there was no way that she wasn't going to have a place in like a permanent collection. This is the friend that you go to when you need comfort. This is another one that knows all your secrets. When you broke up with your boyfriend and needed a shoulder to cry on, she was there for you. She's soft spoken. She's got a subtle way about her. Another super well mannered one, but is also warm, inviting, easygoing. Always wearing a very cozy cashmere sweater. She is the cashmere sweater friend. She wears them and she feels like one to you when you're with her. She feels like cashmere sweater home. Musk MOSCHUS from Rania J. Holy cow. This one here, wow. This is like the softest, most refined musk. It's the musk that has absolutely nothing but soft edges to it. Little dash of citrus for brightness, just a little dash, but mostly vanilla, a soft fruitiness, musk, and a sandalwood base. These are all similar in terms of like the comfort that they give you as friends, but just different aspects. This one is the most warm one. Warm, subtle, soft voice, always soft spoken. Very easy reach. I never don't like this when I reach for this. I always feel super put together. It has such an enormous warmth. Feels like living in the womb or something. Nobody remembers what it was like to be in the womb. I don't even know where I came up with that. But if you think about a womb, I'm gonna go with it as being warm, cozy, dark, enveloping, like the place where you fall asleep the easiest. This is Musk Moschus. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. One of my favorite musk fragrances. It's primarily musk, right? That vanilla and the slight fruitiness, the sandalwood, they just add a lot of personality to Musk Moschus. Must have. The next fragrance is my gorgeous scent of the day. This is the friend that has had her life planned out the entire time. Like she's known since she was a little girl that she was going to go Ivy League. She was going to graduate and go into a postgraduate program, probably at another Ivy League. She was going to get her PhD or a JD or something, maybe an MD, and just live her best posh life. Always together, always smelling and looking fantastic. This is Sunset Caramel. I adore this fragrance like nothing else. Well, maybe like the others in today's lineup, if like something else. So beautiful and really like this quirky bottle as well. So the notes here, I still have the little insert from the box. There's so many notes. In fact, I'm not even gonna read them all to you except to say there are some gourmand notes in here, like milk and coconut, nuttiness to it, nice florals, both yellow and white florals, a nectarine peach, and the base is all of these beautiful notes together: bourbon, vanilla, caramel, white musk, tonka bean. Mm, it's like, what stands out to me here, vanilla, nuttiness, something delicately white floral. The florals in here come across a lot like the florals in Printemps Blanc, similar, right? In terms of the way that they blend together with the others, add femininity to the fragrance, add this sort of elevated nature to it. But this is milky, nutty, vanillic, ever so slightly fruity, and I hate to use the word fruity because when I think of fruits, I think of either berries or like apples or something juicy. And it's not juicy, it's almost like that peachy fuzziness. So think about apricots and peaches and the fuzzy nature of them. And imagine you're smelling a fresh one that's sort of fuzzy, ever so slightly sweet. There's a touch of that in here. Now, it is called Sunset Caramel. I don't get a whole lot of like caramel nature to this, but it does smell sweet and nutty and just it's super intoxicating. I love the fact too that this is a subtle, subdued fragrance, which is a bit of the theme with a lot of these. Well, maybe there are a couple of these that are louder than others, but generally they are on the softer, more subdued side. None of these fragrances are loud, but they're still beautiful and feminine in their own right. This is so delightful. The next one you've known since middle school. Y'all have been hanging out for a long time. You came of age together. Like this is your homegirl from around the way. Very down to earth. You know, y'all hang out in jeans and t-shirts and maybe just go out for ice cream or for a cup of coffee and you're happy to do that. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You know each other well. Sometimes you just hang out in each other's house, or heck, sometimes you pick her up, open the sunroof, and y'all just drive around together and chat about life. This is Golden Pistachio from Sensatio or Sensatio. Still don't know how to say the name of the house. What a lovely, nutty, warm, cozy, but down to earth perfume. Some of the notes here that I want to call out: pear and almond at the top. What a lovely combination of like soft nuttiness with a little touch of sweet fruitiness. In the heart, ice cream, pistachio. In the base, tonka bean, musk, vanilla. This is definitely a gourmand fragrance, but a subtle gourmand. Not obnoxious, not overdone, not super edible, but it has enough gourmand touches that you do feel sweet, and you feel like there are hints of dessert in here. Some people pick up very pronounced ice cream. The overall experience here is a nuttiness, a subtle sweetness, creamy, just yummy. There's a subtle yumminess about this without being, like I said, overtly gourmand, but it's definitely gourmand. Golden Pistachio, your homegirl from around the way that you can just hang out with, drop of the dime, call her anytime. She's down to take a long ride with you wherever. This next girl is, you went to college with her and you knew she came from money. These are so silly. Thank you for playing along with me. She came from money, but she's subtle about it. She always smells clean and fresh, and she never has to be loud or shout. She's well mannered, but also chill. This is Donna Born and Roma Ivory. Oh, the ways that I love this fragrance. Another one of my favorite purchases of the year. This smells a little bit different each time that I try it, but there is this freshness to this fragrance. It's vanillic, marshmallowy, also has a little bit of brightness from a citrus note, and it has this pillowy, soft, sugary musk to me. I get sometimes a lot of sweetness from this, and other times it smells fresher. It depends on the day, my mood. I don't know if my hormones play into how I'm sniffing this fragrance or not, but it's beautiful. Love this classic bottle. So just think about that as the girl that this is the bridesmaid that comes from money, wears simple colors. She's got like fine fabrics on all the time. She's always wearing cashmere or silk. Her pants are always like freshly pressed wool pants. She wears clean lines and she always smells clean and pretty with a dash of like sweet sugariness from some perfume, right? Beautiful. This is so gorgeous. Very easy, everyday kind of fragrance to me, but it has this sophisticated touch to it. I don't know what gives it that. I can't point to any particular note, just the combination of it and the fact that it's not a screamer. This is one where you have to come in close to smell the person, and boy, does it smell super fantastic. I love it. Clean, fresh, slightly citrus, little marshmallow, sugariness, muskiness. And it's just like it's never the wrong thing to reach for. In fact, I will say this, of all of the fragrances that I'm talking about today, this is the one that has called me the most. Every time I walk by this on the shelf, I have to like do one of these numbers like, no, you need to wear something different. You cannot wear this fragrance every day. You could wear whatever you want anytime, right? You could wear any fragrance as much as you want. But because I have this channel and I want to always bring you opinions on lots of different fragrances, I try not to wear the same thing all the time. This is the one of all of these that I would probably wear the most and wear the hell out all the dang time. This is the girlfriend that I would call every day. Be like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing? How's your day going? What happened today? What's the latest gossip? Let's chat, let's catch up." And she always has your back and she keeps it classy. Oof, so good. This is the pretty friend that's a little bit loud. You know what I'm talking about? If she has too many glasses of wine, she gets a little loud and laughs a little louder than everyone else and starts to maybe like, the friend that kind of tugs at your shoulder when she's telling a joke, like, ha ha ha, ha, pushes on your shoulder rather. Maybe she starts to push a little bit more, a little bit more, a little harder when she's telling jokes and she's had a little bit to drink. And you're like, all right, I get it. You're funny. This is Yum Pistachio Gelato, and I say that because if you spray too much of this on, this could be a little bit obnoxious, so keep it a little bit light with this one. Only give this one glass of wine. Don't give this one 3 and 4 glasses. She's gonna be loud and embarrass you a little bit. Notes here, pistachio, gelato, hazelnut that stand out to me. It says sweet rum. I don't get any rum in this fragrance. Whipped cream, marshmallow, cotton candy. Very pretty. So she's pretty, but she's loud, if you know what I'm saying. Sugary, cotton candy-esque, as it says. The texture is very like cotton candy, cotton balls, and marshmallows all in once. This smells marshmallow-esque as well. Sweet fragrance. Beautiful dry down here. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. I feel like this stays closer to the skin, but like I said, if you spray too much, it can be a little overwhelming in terms of the sweetness of this. So go light on this one. Only give it a glass of wine. Cut it off at a glass of wine. But very, very pretty, very pillowy, very sweet and sugary, and definitely has this pistachio-esque sort of tone to it. I don't really get a lot of like gelato. Okay. Like if you think about how like a gelato shop smells, no. Well, maybe like a creamy pistachio, like if you mushed it down into, ground it down into some kind of butter, perhaps, pistachio and almond paste together, maybe is what you would pick up here. Either way, sweet, fluffy, lovely, and it has this perfumey tone to it that also keeps it from being just overtly and only gourmand. It has a very pretty nature to it, and it can be loud. So be forewarned. We've talked about this next one a lot recently, so I'll keep it short, and that is the new Rare from Rare Beauty. What a beautiful fragrance. We've talked about all of the accessibility features on this bottle. I won't go over that. And this smells a lot like Burberry Goddess. If you've smelled that one, think about the vanilla in that fragrance without the lavender. Replace the lavender with ginger. So this is ginger, this is vanilla, it has a little woodiness to it. I believe there's some other something or other, like a floral in the fragrance. Extremely pretty girl, easygoing. You know, this is the girl that you sit next to in every class because she's friendly, she smells good, she's easygoing, she's always wearing jeans and a hoodie, but she's pretty. You know, that girl. Kind of like Golden Pistachio. You know, this is your homegirl from around the way. This one didn't come from around the way, rare. I'm making this stuff up. You met her recently, you know, in your college years. I'm way past my college years. I don't know where that came from, but you met her in college. You know, she's a good girl. She goes to church, all of that. Her parents are nice. She's well bred, if you will. And she smells pretty and easygoing and is very, very friendly. Rare. So this is the fun girlfriend coming up next. She's down to jet ski. She will get on the roller coasters with you. She'll do all the daredevil stuff and she'll eat all the desserts with you. Like she's down for a good time and a long time. This is Powder Love from Juliet Has a Gun. What a fun fragrance. If you haven't gotten your nose on this and what I'm about to describe to you smells good, please do. This is very simple in some ways. It's powdery, as the name would imply. And the sweetness in here is like pink bubble gummy in both texture and memory and scent. It's light and it's bright and it's fluffy and it's fun. Notes here, cotton candy and marshmallow at the top, orange blossom and candied almond in the middle, musk and ambroxan and tonka bean. Primarily, like I said, powdery, so good, like a sweet bubblegummy softness and musky. And that's it. Good time. Good time. Fun, fluffy, easy, not serious at all. This is not a fragrance I would put on if I wanted to smell super sophisticated and serious. This is playful, fun, every day, lasts a long time, projects well, smells really good in the air. My family really likes this on me. This is a big win for me. So then the more mature bridesmaid, the one that's going to get the rest of them together, make sure that they are dressed and lined up and ready to go because she's like the most motherly of the group. This is Marshmallow Musk from Irfe. We've talked about this bottle. I won't bore you with my thoughts on the goofy bottle, but this fragrance is, oh my gosh, maturity and beauty and prettiness and softness all in one. This is like soft life in one perfume, but with Boss Babe touches. I know all this sounds really silly. Primary notes, there's lovely white florals, a vanillic powderiness, and a musky marshmallow nature to this. And it all comes across probably the most mature of the bunch, with the exception of maybe 100 Silent Ways. You know, these could be maybe Irfe, the Marshmallow Musk one is a tad bit more mature than 100 Silent Ways, but it's definitely not playful and to be toyed with like Powder Love. This one, when y'all go on the trip, she's over at the spa. She's getting her spa treatment on. You know, she's getting massages, a pedicure, a full facial because she can afford it. This is a very, very pricey fragrance. I apologize. The only place I know to get a discount on it is Scent Split. You can get 10% off with Veronica 10. These will all be linked below. And if I have discount codes for any of them, of course, I will share them with you. Not the longest lasting, and that's a pity. But gosh, is this a beautiful, mature, soft elegance, soft life elegance right here. Mm, love this. You know the movie The Devil Wears Prada? This is like the angel wears Prada. That kind of beautiful scent, ethereal, soft, mature, put together, so feminine, so pretty. Just it does something to me. Really beautiful. And then the one that's gonna watch virtually, and the reason she's watching the wedding virtually is because I learned that she's discontinued. I am sad about that because it is a beautiful fragrance and an underrated gem. I don't know where to find this. If I find it somewhere, I will link it below for you. This is from Brown Girl Jane and it's Dawn. So this is like an honorable mention. She's got to watch virtually. You know, she can't buy her dress and participate in the wedding. This is like an aquatic, floral, slightly musky, slightly woody, very easy, soft girl scent as well. You know, this is like a watercolor painting in a lot of ways. It's very easygoing. I think it has a water lotus note or some kind of floral that is lighter, more watery in texture and nature. It's also fresh. It has a slight, ever so slight sweetness to it, and it almost smells like clean and aldehydic at the same time. It's like fresh morning air with a lot of girliness infused, and it's so pretty. And I hate that it's discontinued. Dawn. Ugh, beautiful. So that's my lineup. I feel awful that I couldn't put the other maybe 10 or 15 that are also in this category in the video. It would have been hours long. Let me know what you think of these and if you enjoyed this kind of goofy conversation about the fragrances that are touching me the most these days. And they're all linked below if you're interested in trying them out or if you've tried them and know you want them and purchasing them. Appreciate if you shop through those links. They are affiliate links where I can find them, and I appreciate you supporting the channel that way. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Take care, friends. See you in the next one.